The Kickstarter Critique, where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. And today, I'm of about average excitement to check out The Last of the Woods. I really like games in this size box, this smallish size box. A lot of bang for your buck here. $3,900 has already been raised for The Last of the Woods by Blackford. Look at the main image. Not a lot going on here. I'd love to know a player length, time, count, age. Granted, I'm going to see it here, but it'd still be nice in the front. A competitive card game about searching in the forest, where each day brings a new challenge. Can you be the last one in the woods? Okay. Survival, adventure, multiplayer, competitive. Still not telling me a lot here from the main image. Looks pretty generic. Nothing here really setting it apart. I'm curious to see what we can find in the campaign page that might set it apart, that might make that main image better, because I don't think it's great. So, they're asking for a $6,600 funding goal. Very reasonable. Solo, if we can get an additional $33. Wow, that doesn't feel like a stretch goal. Yeah, if we get $6,655, you get the game. If we get 33 more bucks, you get a solo. Like, imagine if this just crosses the finish line. You tell me if we're 16 bucks short? You're going to say no? That's such an odd stretch goal. It feels so artificial. It feels already so baked in the game. It doesn't already say, whatever. Okay. As always with the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Not much video here, but we do have a how to play, which I'm not going to knock by any stretch of the imagination.
Ahoy.
Not sure why it's filmed vertically. Seems like an odd choice for an 8-minute video, but I bet it's to I bet it's to accommodate how the game is being played. Still, it just feels like a bit of an odd choice, but whatever. As always, I always say this. Doesn't matter if it's made with your phone, whatever. My first tripod was literally a hot dog bun. Just get it done, and that's what they did. Good stuff.
Ahoj, já jsem Michal z Blackthornu a dneska vám ukážu, jak připravit a zahrát si naši hru Poslední v lese. Takže nejdřív karty vybavení. Ahoj, já jsem Michal z Blackthornu a dneska vám ukážu, jak připravit a zahrát si naši hru Poslední v lese. Cool. Tam nějak až s nějakým způsobem zajistit přežití.
I would mention that this is on the venture. I'd mention it's in German, if that's the language, but subtitles can get you there. Still nice. Love subtitles. I love the fact that you can just embed a YouTube video there. This is their first project. Cool. Looks like it's probably going to fund, assuming that they've already gotten off to this strong of a start. And they had 1,000 people pre-launch, which means they really did a good job, I feel like, getting that boat ready to get pushed out. So I'm curious to see what they did to get that. I imagine they'll tell us here with the pre-launch bonus they give out. You only need 1 stone to craft a knife. If you're George, okay, is that like an actual character, or is it just George is the guy? Seems like an odd, yeah, there's 1 to 4 there. That kind of ruins the mystique of having that as a stretch goal, but whatever. Welcome to the forest, but this isn't a vacation. Forget comfortable. This is about survival. Game is 30 bucks. I thought this was a smaller box game. Apparently it looks thicker now. Whatever. Either way, price is right. I'd have that on the main image, right? $29? 25 euros, $29. I would put the 25 euros and convert the currencies because it's nice, but 25 euros, it's a great price. We just saw the project yesterday do that. That was one of the things that caught my eye with that project. It wasn't the artwork, it was the fact they said, it's 20 bucks right from the jump. And I was like, oh, cool. That's a great piece of information to know, especially when I'm trying not to spend too much money on Kickstarter or GameFound right now, which is actually much easier because it's pretty dead. Base game plus all the unlocked stretch goals. Okay. Love to know how many cards that is. What's in the box? This. There you go. Bye. Why back now? Force doesn't open off, and GameFound is your chance to step in first and become part of the story. We're a small and independent studio, just the 2 of us. And now this is blah, 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 cool stuff. Thanks. It's a $29.86. So the game, the print and play for $12. Okay. You want value for your work. That being said, I don't feel like that's a good look having it at 12. I've seen a lot larger games for a lot cheaper just because it's like logistically you're not losing any money off this. Like there's not a huge contingent of people who are like, print and play for so cheap. Yes, I don't have to pay you $40. That just doesn't happen. But still, you have 15 people. And just the fact that it's an option, I appreciate it. Price doesn't feel great though. Last of the Woods double pack, 47 bucks. Okay, you can get a discount there. Very nice. A sizable discount, too. Wow. I would do percentage off, or convert the currencies. Either way, that's really nice. And I don't typically say that about just having 2 games together, because normally I'm like, oh, that's great that you have 2 games together, because that's great for international shipping people. But you legitimately have a discount on this. I would spotlight that. I would definitely spotlight that. I still don't feel like most people are going to take that, but it's still nice. Very nice. So, and you know what? I feel like it just leads people to say, hey, if you get a buddy in on this, they can Okay, the game. So we get solo, a set of unique tasks and challenges designed for solo mode. Test your skills and see if you can complete them all. New events, so 4 new cards, 2 new characters like George. Game for 5 players. Okay, that's a banger. Very nice. Bumping up that player count. That's huge. Co-op mode. Wow, these ones feel really great. So, I guess my question is, I don't know. So how much we're going up $300, and that gets 4 new cards in the game. We go up an extra $400. We get 2 new cards in the game. I worry they're going to get stuck, and I don't think they will because they've already blasted this far into it, and I think this is only their first or second day, which is good. But I worried if they got stuck in between these because they all feel pretty artificial. It's like, yeah, these are all going to be in the game. It's just, because it's 10 cards, it's, well, this one, the 5-player one might not actually be. But at least these first 2 just feel like, yeah, you got some extra cards. And that one's $33. I mean, come on. Special Character Game Found Edition. Ah, there it is. Okay, and then wooden tokens. This feels just kind of left here. I didn't feel like you sold that pledge level. The fact that you don't have a premium pledge level is also baffling. Like, if you want me to buy these, which you do, you absolutely do, because those are what, like, I work for a manufacturer, and you have to have a certain print run when you manufacture a game. That certain print run goes down if it's just components. So I'd spotlight that a little bit more. Like, where's the game where it's like $38 or $37 and I get the wooden tokens with that? That feels like a no-brainer. 10 competitive, 5 casual, so it's right in the middle. Thematic, luck, it's half love, half strategy. More from the game. What do I want? What's shipping? I want a gameplay video. I want a how to play video in English would be great. I want a preview video with some quotes. I want something along those lines. Those are the things that I'm still looking for here. Rule booklet. Oh, yeah. Rule booklet is crucial, I think, especially for a new publisher. That scares me when you don't have a rule booklet on here because it's inexcusable. Like, you get free information on your rule booklet. Oh, you're not shipping to the United States. Well, oh, no. Outside EU, US. Man, they did it too. But they broke it down. So they did this, but they broke it down in EU1, EU2, EU3. So it's I still know where I'm going. Because yesterday, the company did it where it's just like, there's like 40 of these initials. And they're like, here's where we're shipping to from this. And it's like, really? Okay, so it's 34 euros. Wow. That sucks. I'm out. Like, that is more than the cost. And it's not even close. And I get why. As someone who did manufacture a game that printed 500 and then understanding how much it sucks to go and individually do each one of the ones that go outside the United States of America. It sucks. And so it's just like you just put a number and you're like, all right, if you pay me that much extra, it makes it worth my time kind of thing. But that's such a large number. I feel like you're going to get people out on that. Like, and that's unfortunate because there's definitely ways around that, I would imagine. I don't imagine. I know, like, if you just dig deeper, like, there's people who work in the United States of America, and, like, their whole thing is like, yeah, you ship me that, and then I can ship it out from here, and it ends up being logistically a lot cheaper. It's blah, blah, blah. But they're first-timers. That is well deep in the knowledge pool, like, if you're swimming, and there's so much to take in. So I'm going to knock them on it, but I'm not going to knock them too hard. But, yeah, that's a 2/3 of a point grade bump down right there, because the majority of people would back this most of the time would be from the United States of America in most instances. Obviously, not with this instance. It's going to be Europe. That's because your shipping is so high. All right. Either way, good for them. That makes me even more impressed. So I go 2/3 pump down on the shipping, but I'm gonna chop off 1/3 of that because the bottom line is they're still at $4,500 of a $6,600 goal as first timers, completely neglecting the largest market for board games in, for this style of board games, I would say, country by country wise. So good for them. Whatever they're doing, hopefully eventually they'll be able to break more into the U.S. market. But this is really solid start. That being said, that does not change the fact that we don't have a preview video. We do not have quotes. We do not have a rule booklet. That's all bad. That's all, like, just expected to be here. And that's unfortunate. So yeah, we're gonna go with a whole, I don't know, 2/3 of point grade bump down. Like, you gotta have that, like a rule book at the least, because at the end of the day, this is your target market. Why is this even in English? Why is this game even in English? Like, why is it translated, I guess is my question. Oh, because Europe speaks... Oh, my God. You were such an idiot. Because people in Europe, a lot of them speak English. And most people in the world have a second language. Yeah, oh, my gosh. I'm such a noob. All right, moving on. Updates, comments. I'm still shaking off the rust from taking like 3 weeks off. By the way, if you're a fan of the channel, I told you there's a super exciting thing going on behind the scenes of the channel. It is still ongoing. We're currently about to have a good amount of closure next Thursday. Before next Thursday, I should know, hey, are we going to kick this right back? Because if this super exciting thing in the back end doesn't happen, I'm going to kick it back into Bowers Game Corner mode. There's going to be a lot more content coming out. And if it does happen, there's going to be hopefully the same amount, potentially less, because you'll understand when I tell you why. But yeah, super exciting, still going very well, in case you're a fan and curious. The last one's Outplay, Outlast. Outwit, Outplay, Outlast. Card-based survival. Isn't that Survivor's thing? Yeah. Outwit, Outplay, Outlast. I don't know if you want to use that quote. Specifically, like that, like at least mix up the order. Outplay, Outwit, Outlast. Because that almost feels like a cease and desist where you wouldn't even never expect it in a million years. I don't think that'll happen because you didn't quote it. But it's just odd that you're like, or maybe that was the whole thing. Maybe that's what you're going for. Is this like a Survivor card game? Almost ready. We're throwing around the wooden pieces will be available as an optional add-on. These wooden pieces won't replace the standard cardboard tokens, but an upgrade for those. Are excited to let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Nobody respond. Oh, cool. Hello, guys. I'd like if you could localize the game to Slovak language. I experienced some spam. I mean, I respect the hustle, but and GameFound allows it. GameFound allows it. I appreciate the fact that GameFound allows you to just come into these things without backing them, but it does create a little bit of a wild, wild west right there, which you saw. Language, I don't know. Aren't the tariffs for your area to the US 21%? That's only about €5. How does €5 increase the shipping all the way to €34? The shipping plus tariff, taxes, fees shouldn't add up to 34. Not even close. Would really love to get a physical copy. I don't do print and place, but I'm sure you could find cheaper shipping options. Yeah, that combined with the terrible shipping to the United States of America, combined with the more than you probably expect it to be print and play, especially for how few cards appear to be in this game, it's disappointing. There's $34 only shipping and packaging. There are no tariffs included, no profit added to shipping. Unfortunately, shipping individual board games from Europe to the US in small quantities is just expensive. Yeah, this is the way. Yeah, I need to find. Okay, so if you happen to see this and you are in the know of someone who does that, because I know I've seen it before. I've seen it advertised before. People will be like, all right, if you get to a certain number of games, you send those to me, and then I will ship them out in the United States of America. So if you know anyone who does that, drop it in the comments below, and I will be sure to give them a shout out with your name attached to it if you'd like. An interesting concept. I really hope that the co-op will be unlocked. I think this type of game is more fun in co-op. Thank you for the comment. Best of luck with the campaign. Love the print and play option. Cool stuff, things. Yes, I want to play this game as well, I think. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. It showed me how to play. But if you're going for, like, Survivor, the card game in the woods, which might expect why their names are so, like, it's like, oh, this is George. And like, I don't know. And I'm not saying that. I'm not knocking that. It's just, I'm so used to, like, I don't know. I'm so used to names that aren't just like George and Chloe. What is Chloe's ability? Spend 1 action to take the top card from the discard pile. Okay, either way, final grade is a hard one. I'm not the target market. I can't even understand the video. Well, I could if I spent the time. Do I want it? Yes, I do. I don't know why. I like the cut of the jig. I like the box size. How much is it? Feels... It doesn't feel great, even if I am where you are. Like, it doesn't feel bad if I'm where you are, but it doesn't feel great. And then when we go to places where you are not, which is most of the world, right? Like EU1, still, like, we're there, 40-ish, and now we're starting to creep up to, like, the 50-ish, and then we get up to, like, the 60s and the 70s, and it's like, yeah, at that point, it's like, no. Which sucks, because this might be a hidden gem. But without a rule booklet, without quotes, without gameplay, without a preview, like, that's all disappointing, because here's the bottom line. You get a preview from someone who speaks German, that's fine. You put it on the page, I now feel more comfortable with your game, and you can take part of that and turn it into a quote by translating it easy, and it's just... I don't know. I hope this game does well. I don't know what it is about this game, but I like the feel of it. Final grade, do I want it? Taking out my biases? Maybe. Maybe. No rule booklet, though. That's rough. That's real rough. Can you do it? Yeah. Like, looking at this nuts and bolts wise, if they get $6,600, this is not an expensive game to make in any way, shape, or form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 4. Like, that's 40 cards right there ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so there's more there. So 27. We're still sitting around a 50 to 60 card deck here. So $30, not great. Tokens, okay, whatever. You can pop them out. They come on a sheet or two, smaller sheet, once again, and then a paper rule booklet. So they were really gouging you on the price, it feels like, especially for the United States of America. And I know it's going to be a small print run, but, and here's why, probably. It's because they're doing this stupid song and dance with these stretch goals. Because all these stretch goals, I'm going to be willing to bet, are built into the cost here, which is why it looks worse than it should. Combine that with the fact that I don't feel as comfortable as I should. Combine that with the fact that the shipping just, it is what it is. And I unfortunately, I'm going to go with a C-. I don't want to grave on a curve because it's their first time, but I feel like as first timers, I don't feel like this is bad. Like I'm gonna give it a C-, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with a C. I'm gonna go with a C. And the reason why is really simple. I will back out and I will show you exactly the reason why I'm gonna go from a C for a C-, because I do like the cut of their jig. And once they figure out a little bit more, especially I think when they can figure out the American shipping and whatnot, I think where is it? So let's see. Yeah, 1.8, 2.5, 4,000, 1.2. So only half. So sorry, not only half of the amount of fans as Invincible has, which, that's not nothing. 68 here, 298, 707, 1.2, 188, 236, 329, 181, 76, 182, 177, 469. All these other games, if I went through them, probably have things they did better or worse or whatever than The Last in the Woods. But at the end of the day, The Last in the Woods was able to get that big initial push, which I think is probably going to push them over the finish line. It's probably going to push them into being able to hit those stretch goals because, quite frankly, they probably already paid for them. And even if they don't hit them, they'd be like, oh, yeah, we're just going to do it anyway. Good faith, So, yeah, I'm going to go with a C. The Last of the Woods by Blackthorn. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see how this game turns out, but I can't get too much more excited without a rule booklet, which 1,000% you need to put up because people will go through it. They will give you feedback. It will make your game better. Oh, what is this? This is the how to play. Oh, this is the German one or Croatian or whatever. But still. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's nice. Wish that was somewhere on there. Community premium components. Yeah, it feels like people learning some stuff on the fly. But end of the day, going with a positive. I'm going with a very positive C. This is one of those teams that didn't make the playoffs. But man, I feel like next time they're a contender. Play it at the bare minimum if this game is good. I mean, that obviously is the crux. But where it stands now, I'm going to go with a C. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for The Last in the Woods. If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. It does help me out a lot in the algorithms. And consider giving it a like. Have yourselves a good one. And bye-bye once I figure out how to leave. That's how I leave.